皆さん、everyone looks tired. How do you look more tired than me? 6 tournament matches, huh? Fresh as a daisy. Huh? Yesterday, I was a little bit beat up. I am human. But I had a lovely Epsom salt bath last night. And then this morning, I woke up at 8 a.m. and I went to Shinjuku Garden to see the cherry blossoms. I'm feeling rejuvenated. I'm feeling great. But, you know what else I'm feeling? Like I'm ready to be World Heavyweight Bloody Champion. This is just the start. This is just the start. Because it's taken me 4 years to win this again. But it's only taken me 4 months to get a title match since the last time that I wrestled for the Iwgp heavyweight title. So I think that proves the level that I'm competing at right now. I love tournaments. I bloody love tournaments. I love singles matches. This is what I'm best at. I think I've reminded everyone that I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. Especially in tournament setting. I'm a tournament wrestler. And like a true Englishman, I missed a couple of penalties on the way to winning. But I got there in the end, so that's fine. But I'm actually quite disappointed with my performance yesterday. Any time that I don't win by submission, it feels like a loss. So I don't really take any satisfaction with winning by pinfall. Naito is a very difficult wrestler. He has a very strange and odd rhythm. And I was feeling pretty beat up. My submission game yesterday was very lackluster, very poorly timed. There was a moment where I had a triangle choke, but my ribs were in a pretty bad state, so I couldn't breathe. Also, Naito's head is very fat, so it's very difficult to complete a triangle choke on someone with such a fat head. There was also a moment where I poorly timed the rear naked choke. Yeah, I don't know. My body was beat up yesterday, but I didn't want to let my ego stop me from winning. You know, I'm always chasing a submission, but I thought that it was best in this situation to use the saber driver. I also had some advice from beyond. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a satisfactory victory for me. My passion and the style of wrestling that I believe in is technical and submission based. So to use a, you know, for want of a better term, a head drop feels quite uncouth and unrefined. But I hope it proves how important it was to not only win the cup, but to guarantee a title match. Because to be honest, last year when I beat Shingo in the G1 and I earned a title match, but I didn't win the G1, it didn't really feel like the right way to become champion, where I feel like this is the path that I want to become champion. 50th anniversary year, 2-time winner, 6 victories, and then next, the current god himself, the almighty Okada. How will I ever beat him? I wonder. You got any questions, mate?
質問ありますか？
それでは代表していくつか質問したいと思います。今岡田選手の話が出ましたが、岡田選手をタップアウトさせる自信というのはいかがでしょうか？
Well, I'm trying to stop my ego from getting the best of me. So I think in the past I probably would have said I can guarantee that I will tap Okada out, but I haven't yet, and I'm not going to make any guarantees. But usually I don't like to reveal my game plan, but my priority and my focus will be on defeating Okada by submission. So he can have that in advance, but good luck trying to bloody plan. I think Okada is a very predictable wrestler. I think he's an incredible wrestler, and I think what he does, he excels at. But I think he has a formula, and I think he doesn't deviate too much from what he does, where I'm the greatest technical wrestler in the world, and I'm impossible to plan for, because I don't know what I'm going to bloody do. I just make it up as I go along. That's the beauty of technique. It's timing, and it's a feeling, and it's not something you can strategize for. So yeah, this is Okada's match to lose, not mine to win.
前回の優勝と今回の優勝と一番違うところはやはりコロナがあったことだと思います。コロナの間もずっと日本に残り続けて戦い続けてきたことがあなたの戦いにどんな影響を及ぼしていますか？
That's a good question. Surprising. Wow, good question.
すごくいい質問ですね。驚きました。
Thank you very much.
Yeah, surprise. I think the biggest difference is the first time I won the New Japan Cup. I was very new in New Japan. I'd been here a year. I think my style was very unusual. I think people weren't really familiar with me. So I don't want to say it was easy, but I think without trying too hard, I managed to win the tournament. But obviously I wasn't able to win the World Heavyweight title, so there was still a difference. I think staying during the pandemic, and the reason why I stayed during the pandemic is because I want to be World Heavyweight Champion. I'm not satisfied with being in the background of New Japan. My only focus and priority is to be the best wrestler in New Japan and the best wrestler in the world. But staying in Japan for the pandemic, I think allowed me to, just immerse myself in Japanese life and the Japanese way of thinking. If I want to be the best wrestler in New Japan, then I think it's important for me to understand Japanese life, and that was a big part of me moving back to Japan at the start of 2020. So yeah, I'm much more prepared and equipped to win the world title this time.
あなたの考えよく分かりました、改めて新日本プロレスが他のカンパニーと違うところ優れている点についてもう一度教えてもらえませんでしょうか。
Well, I think obviously the fact that this is the 50th anniversary year, I think is very important. History is something that's usually neglected in professional wrestling. Obviously tradition is also equally important, but I think New Japan has evolved with the times, and that's why I think that I'm the perfect wrestler to represent New Japan in the 50th anniversary year. This match with Okada, obviously my focus is to win and finally become heavyweight champion, but I also want to have a match that represents the past 50 years and then also the next 50 years. I feel like I'm not from the New Japan dojo. I'm not Japanese. Shockingly, you might be surprised to hear. But my DNA, my wrestling DNA, British character wrestling is the foundation of New Japan and a lot of Japanese pro wrestling. So I feel like I'm someone that can border both worlds, both environments, and then I sort of want like a parallel universe of past, present, and future of New Japan and of technical professional wrestling.
では最後の質問です。
Last question.
試合後のコメントでジョージ・マイケルの名前を何度も出されていましたが、ジョージ・マイケルをどうしてそんなにお好きなんですか。理由を教えてください。
I would love to find out, but he came to me in a vision, and I'm very grateful that he did. But one of life's many mysteries.
OK です。わかりました。
Great, thank you so much.
You're the best translator in the game. ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
質問は以上とさせていただきます。
Okay, this is it for our side.
Wonderful. Alright, so I won't make any guarantees about becoming World Heavyweight Champion, but I will guarantee if I do, things will be much more bloody interesting.